Look, that's very nice. Now, be perfectly honest. Did I really turn you on, or are you faking an ovation? God. I must stop here, because how long have we known each other?
25 years.
25 years at least. What happened to you? Now, I know you were off last week a couple of days. They said it was because of a bad back. There must be...
I won the exacta at Hollywood Park.
You have gone completely bonkers. What is this?
Well, I was standing on a corner in South L.A. and two guys painted graffiti on my legs.
You look like you just came out of a Volkswagen with 20 other guys. Anyway, let's get on with it. Whoa. Now, look, how come... By the way, what are you folks doing here tonight? Were the lines too long at the new Nixon Library in Yorba Linda? Couldn't get in? Did you get the lemonade we sent out today? Any good? We started that last week because we're having a heat wave, and things got out of hand. The second night, some guy came backstage and wanted poached salmon in a wicker basket. Well, tomorrow's an exciting day. If you are out here on vacation, you could go to Yorba Linda, California. They are officially opening the Nixon Presidential Library. Yeah, it's exciting. No, I mean, try to keep your seats. And the 4 living Republican presidents will be there. Ford, Reagan, Bush, and Nixon are going to be standing side by side.
Wow.
You know what that's like?
What?
It's like looking at Mount Rushmore through the wrong end of the binoculars. That should be fascinating. Anyway. They say it's going to be one of Southern California's biggest tourist attractions, like the Universal Tours. And the highlight through the Nixon Library is the stunt team when they dramatically reenact the Saturday Night Massacre. Maybe that was too long ago. But it's a beautiful building, folks. String players don't laugh much, do they? String players is like a challenge. They sit there, oh, I got a job, I don't need this. But it's a beautiful building. Oh, really? They have statues of Haldeman, Ehrlichman, Mitchell, and Dean holding up the roof. Maybe this was too long ago, these things had happened. Well, let's talk about something that's more current. Have you heard about the problems with the Hubble Space Telescope?
Yes.
Well, we paid for that, you know. $1.5 billion. We put up a telescope, and it's out of focus.
Yeah.
That's right, it is not focused. And you should have known that, because apparently when you look through it, you get a black eye. Remember those little things? And NASA's in a bit of trouble. They called the official NASA, not as much trouble as I'm in, but NASA. Though, no, they're really under the gun. And they called the NASA official repairman to fix it. And he said he'll be up there sometime in the 21st century between noon and 5. $1 billion.
Yeah.
And it's out of focus. Must be the same people. My cable company is like that. This would have been a lot easier if you hadn't addressed that way. People aren't even looking at me.
You should wear the pants.
Now, why? What? I don't know. The man is sick. Did you see the baseball player yesterday, from the Chicago White Sox? Steve Lyons?
Yeah.
What happened during the game? He slid into first, and apparently a lot of dirt got in his pants. And apparently, he said, without thinking, he dropped his pants in front of a national television audience and wasn't even thinking about it.
No, this is Steve Lyons of the Chicago White Sox. He's safe, but he has dirt in his pants. So he decides to just get the dirt out of his pants. And I'm on television. But that's every guy's fantasy. He gets a standing ovation for his pants being down.
And he got a fine, a suspension, and a dozen roses from the stadium organist Ken. It was a marvelous... It happened in baseball twice yesterday.
Yeah.
The San Diego Chicken did the same thing and exposed full frontal giblets. It was a... Well, there's some interesting news from Russia. I was in Russia partly on vacation about 2 weeks ago, spent 4 days there, and Gorbachev made a startling announcement the past week. Television news shows may now come on in place of the government and compete for airtime. It was all controlled by the state, but if you've got the money and the backing, you can put on your own network. You know what that's going to mean when they get commercial television in Russia? Tonight at 11, Trotsky looks at the bikini babes of the Baltic Sea. That may happen. The Russians aren't exactly up to speed, nor am I, with television. When I was over there, they have a test of their emergency broadcast system. And they said, this is a test for the next 60 hours. You don't realize. I know that's for the lemonade. But you can tell their economy's in bad shape. Ask me how.
How do you do that?
Their biggest game show is called The Wheel of Potato. They've just solved, everything crazy happens in Southern California. They've had a rash of robberies. We wouldn't call it a robbery. Yes, you'd call it a robbery. A theft, actually, is what it is.
Call it whatever you want. Get the joke out.
Boy, you must have residuals coming in from Star Search you haven't even counted yet. And you may be a winner. You just show up here, look, get your check. I mean, what the hell was I talking about?
Robberies.
The theft, actually. I can call it what I want. Somebody's been stealing manhole covers in the city of Los Angeles. 230 manhole covers. And they found the two guys today. They were making, they said, it was a silly defense. They wanted to make the world's largest charm bracelet. No, it's tempting, but I'm not going to do it. It's just hot. Here's something you may be interested in. It may affect part of you. Or some of you, not part of you. God, in the current archives, or current issue, the current issue of something I don't read normally. Current issue of Archives of Medicine. It said, now this is frightening, 1/2 of all surgical sponges left inside of patients go undiscovered for 5 years or more. So the only reason I bring that up, for those of you who have had surgery, you might become suspicious if you haven't had the urge to go to the bathroom since 1983. All right. Anyway, yes, I'm right to the top. PBS. Now, this is a class place, right? Hey, look at the brains on that babe. They tried that in the Medical Channel. You ever watch the Medical Channel
Never.
or the Health Channel? Well, you should.
If it will help this joke, I watch it all the time.
You did that before when I was trying to go out there. Just get to the joke and get it over with. All right. You know, if this thing was a horse, you'd shoot it. Yes, I have the final responsibility. I'm not handling... This is my responsibility. And I sat with this in my office this afternoon, reading this several times, and I cut out some of them. And some
left those others in.
I would, You're right. You're absolutely right. I have no rejoinder for that. Just a sense of humility. Realizing that some nights you're good, some nights it doesn't work, and some nights it really stinks. And this is... whole thing is Severinson's fault.
Right.
He had to dress like a clown.
You can't top the
And
pants.
I could not follow the pants.
Yeah.
It's an old rule of comedy.
I also have a coat just like this.
This may be time. You know, the discussions we've had over the years about there'll come a point when you no longer want to do a show like this. You know, and you say, you know when that moment's going to come.
I hope for God's sake it's not happening now.
Okay. Anyway, let's take a break here because we do have a fine show
Great
for you
show.
tonight. Don't go by what you've heard. Give us another shot at this. Beyond the world.